Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is light and easy cooking. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is light and easy cooking, searching for the next conscious chef. But in this case, we're here with S.Vella, registered dietitian of Solar Life and Fitness. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. Now, Steph, you're not new to the game here.
Nope.
Okay. So as usual, we always say searching for the next conscious chef because what we're really doing is giving our audience a chance to prepare meals low in cholesterol, low in calorie, diabetic friendly, with great taste, all in 30 minutes or less. Okay. So tell us what you have for us today.
Today we're going to be doing a healthy makeover for tacos.
Healthy. A taco can be made over.
Absolutely it can. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be much lower in fat and sodium than your regular takeout taco.
Wow. Well, everything looks nutritional here, I see, with all the vibrant colors.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a very good start to any meal, is to have lots of different colors. You know, you're going to be getting lots of vitamins and different minerals.
Okay. So tell us about some of the products you have here.
Sure. So what we're going to start with today, and one of the biggest game changers in this healthy taco makeover, is that we're using extra lean ground turkey breast as opposed to your regular ground beef. It's going to be much lower in fat. The key here when grocery shopping is to find the words extra lean and breast on that label. Otherwise, regular ground turkey is going to be ground with all the skin, and that's where you get the fat from. So it's really not going to be too much more nutritional for you if you're not doing the extra lean version.
Okay.
We have this one already ground up for us. It's something you can get at your butcher's counter or already packaged at the store. And that's what we're going to put onto our stove top. But we're going to add some other things to it today. We have some white onions already chopped up, ready to go. I chop them ahead of time because I definitely start crying whenever I chop up those onions.
All right.
So if you're similar in that, it's very easy to be able to get ones that are pre-chopped in the produce section, or you can get ones that are already chopped and then frozen. Just make sure you do that without any extra salt.
Okay.
That's a nice convenient way to do that. So we'll get started by putting our turkey on the stove here. We sprayed it already just with a little bit of non-stick cooking spray.
Alright. I'm going to say I think it was regular hamburger, so knowing me, it would have been regular hamburger. Okay, so that's extra lean.
Extra lean ground turkey. You can also use ground chicken breast as long, again, as it's that extra lean.
Okay.
You're looking for the...
So now that we went from lean to the word extra.
Exactly. Yep, extra is that key there. We're just going to break it up here with our spoon so that it cooks nice and evenly. And we're going to cover it for now. Just going to turn the heat up to about medium here.
All right. Now, as usual, since our concept is always to have something prepared in 30 minutes or less, I can tell this was one of those. Is this a good meal for a family?
Absolutely. This is something that it's going to make a good amount of servings, okay? I personally live at home by myself, so I'll make this and then have leftovers for the week. I like to make it kind of separately, so you have your taco meat that you could put later onto a salad if you want, or you can put it into one of your wraps. Today we're going to be using whole wheat wraps, which is a big difference, again, from your traditional taco wraps that are made from flour and usually a refined flour. Okay. So we're sneaking in that diabetic friendly by adding that extra fiber that you're going to have in the whole grain wraps.
That's great.
I'm going to add in here our white onions, and we're going to get that all cooking together so that nice flavor gets in there.
Oh, favorite onions. Okay.
Now, if you're somebody that has reflux disease or onions just don't sit too well on your stomach, this is just a part that you could omit.
Okay.
You can also use onion powder instead, a little bit. Still going to have that flavor a little bit less harsh on the stomach.
I noticed that onions do have a little flavor to them, so even if you don't use salt and pepper, the onions always provide a little flavor.
Exactly.
Okay.
You'll notice in the things that we're going to add in later, there's no salt that we're adding into this recipe. We have a wide variety of spices that we're going to be adding in a few minutes here. And again, all salt-free, so you're going for that heart-healthy
sounds good. That sounds good. Because you know what? At this point, if people can start to use different seasonings outside of salt and pepper, they still get the same flavor.
Exactly. And you're going to be getting also some health benefits from using herbs and spices. They have antimicrobial properties, which actually might help with your immune system. So especially in the winter when you're looking for those kind of cozier foods, instead of adding the salt, add some extra herbs and spices for yourself.
All right. I see a little cayenne there, so I guess it would be cozy. Okay. All right, what are you working on now?
So what we're going to make next is a homemade salsa. Now, salsa is something that's very low in calories, very high in nutrition. It's easy to grab one from the grocery store already pre-made, but a lot of times those have extra salt in them. Okay. So today we're going to be making our own. We have a couple of tomatoes here. We're just going to slice these up. And tomatoes are a good source of vitamin C, also a good source of an antioxidant called lycopene. Lycopene is very beneficial for anti-cancer properties, especially when it comes to men and prostate cancer.
I've heard of lycopene. I wasn't sure what it was, but okay.
Absolutely. Right. It's what gives the tomatoes this pretty red color. It's actually a derivative of vitamin A.
All right. Those are nice tomatoes, too.
Not too shabby, right?
Yeah. Nice and strong. Okay. And you know what? I think it would be good to make your own salsa, ladies and gentlemen. Most people, some of those of you who eat salsa all the time, you don't have to buy it in the jar when you can just make it yourself. You don't have to have a food processor to do that.
Nope. We are literally just chopping everything up today. Now, you could put it into a food processor if you wanted to, or into a blender. It's going to be much more liquidy if you do it that way. I personally like my salsa to be a little bit chunkier, so that's why I like to do it this way.
Okay.
It's also going to be a big cost saver. So a lot of the things that I hear in my practice as a dietitian for SVella is that people feel like they can't afford healthy food.
Right.
And getting just to the basics of healthy food, that fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, those items are generally not expensive. It gets more expensive when you get towards the pre-packaged things.
Right.
So something like salsa, where you can make yourself.
Do it yourself.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, while you're cutting up tomatoes, we're going to take a moment and come right back and see where she's at when she gets done with the tomatoes. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
Until all our daughters are safe. Until all our children have families. Until all our families have homes. Until all our parents are cared for. We'll be here.
And welcome back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we left off with S.Vella, registered dietitian at Soul Line Life and Fitness, with her making a taco. Is it salad?
No, just plain taco.
Oh, plain taco.
A healthy taco.
Extra lean turkey. Okay. Extra lean turkey. I think I'm still, thinking about this meat here, but okay. So, and notice now, Stephanie has been with us a couple of times, and we've had vegetarian meals. We have meat today. Okay. So, but let me ask you, can a person eat a vegetarian type taco?
Absolutely. Actually, that's something I do very often at home for myself. Okay. Again, I live by myself, so cooking up a whole batch of meat for myself isn't necessarily something I'm going to do, on a Tuesday night. So I actually really like to use beans instead of taco meat. And I'll actually do this same kind of concept. So instead of your meat here, I'll use something like black beans, which we actually have here as one of our toppings for our taco later on. And I will do the same thing. I'll add the onions in here. I'll add the same spices that I'm going to add in a minute. Add the same other ingredients, all without the meat. So that's a great option for somebody who is looking to eat vegetarian. Okay. There's lots of health benefits to eating vegetarian.
Now, is that a cold taco when you do it with just the beans, or is that still heated?
No, I'll still heat up the beans on the stovetop just as I'm doing with this meat here, and still make that mixture nice and warm.
And a lot of people are, trying to transition at best to eat more or eat less meat and eat more vegetables. So I think the idea of having a taco, vegetable taco, is a good concept for those of you who are vegans or just trying to transition away from meat. And if you're in a slow process of transitioning, then the extra lean turkey is even better for you, so that as you start to transition away from the pork and the beef, you're learning to eat more lean.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need to
exactly.
I need to be a nutritionist. Okay, but first I gotta get healthy.
You've learned well.
Okay. I have. And, and it smells great. It's actually smells great.
Good.
Okay.
So what we're going to add at this point are going to be our spices. So as we said before, wide variety of spices we're using here, but you'll notice there's no little package of taco seasoning that we're adding. So we're essentially making our own taco seasoning. Again, going to save you some money at the grocery store to just use these spices individually. So we have chili powder here that we're going to add. Not actually spicy, so if you do like spice, adding some cayenne pepper is a great option for you. This is paprika, actually. It's going to be some wonderful color.
That was cayenne. Okay.
That would be a lot of cayenne pepper for me. I am not a spicy girl. And the smoked paprika is also another option that you can get as a seasoning, especially if you are going to make this vegetarian just with the beans. The smoked paprika actually makes it more of a meaty taste.
Smoked paprika. All right.
And we just added cumin there. That's going to be that smell that you probably recognize as your taco smell. Adding some freshly ground black pepper there. A little bit of oregano. And then some garlic powder. Now, as an alternative, you could just cut up some garlic and do that. But I like that garlic powder a little bit quicker.
Okay. I know one thing. It smells great. You know, it's like you can almost eat an aroma, but you can't. Okay, so when you're smelling something this great, ladies and gentlemen, it lets you know you're on the right track of enjoying what you prepared. So, you know, if you're in transition to eat healthy and do the right thing in life, the aroma alone will let you know I'm doing the right thing. I'm all right. Okay, this is great. This is great. Now, those of you who watch us on a regular basis, you all know that, hey, you can email me at Marsha@JustAskTalkShow. You can always call us at 1-800-323-5336, 1-800-323-5336. If you have a question about one of our guests, or if you think you want to be a guest on the show, and definitely go to the website, justasktalkshow.org. You know, you can Twitter, hashtag JustAskTalkShow. It is so many ways to contact Just Ask and myself. Please take advantage of that. We have new season programs coming up that you know you're going to be interested in, so we need to have some of your feedback. Now, Stephanie, in the midst of all that good stuff right there, we do greatly appreciate you coming back to join us because we have feedback in reference to where's the little lady? Okay, so little lady, known as S.Vella, always turns out something nutritional. So if you have questions for Stephanie, please email us and we'll forward them to her. Okay. All right, so what we got going on?
So what I'm adding now to our salsa is some minced garlic. It's just 1 clove of garlic. I personally really like garlic, so when I'm doing this at home for myself, I add a lot more than that. And that's a very simple thing to be able to also buy prepackaged if you like. So again, if you're having some trouble holding the knife, chopping that up real small isn't something that's feasible for you, you can buy the garlic already minced. Just make sure that you buy it in water, not in olive oil or any added salt, because you want just the plain garlic without any extra.
All right, so you got garlic powder in here. You have a garlic clove. Is that considered a clove?
Yep, that's a clove there. So our salsa, again, we're going for that very fresh, bright taste. So that's why I like to use as many fresh ingredients in here as possible. You could use the garlic powder as an alternative here. The other thing that we're going to be adding is some fresh herbs here. We have some cilantro. Now, a lot of people don't quite like this very spicy taste of cilantro. It is a very potent flavor. So flat leaf parsley is a nice alternative in this if you'd like.
Flat leaf parsley.
Yeah.
Why does cilantro look like the 4-leaf clover? Okay.
I do not know, but it's maybe that means it's good luck. I like that.
Let's see if it tastes like the good luck. All right.
And the nice part is that this is what's going to make this nice and colorful.
It's already colorful. I'm looking at it like there's 3 little colors in that bowl. But it's surprising enough that that's a powerful little. Is that considered a seasoning? Cilantro? It's an
herb. It's an herb.
Okay.
Yep. So this would be something that would have those fresh antimicrobial properties for your immune system.
Okay. Well, while Stephanie is in the midst of making us some salsa, I'm over here, sniffing the aroma from the meat here. We'll be right back.
Now, come on. All right. I know. 2 seconds. Hang on. Just stand still. Stand still, love. 1 second. I know. Just okay, go. No. Boys, hang on.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, when we left off, Stephanie was in the middle of the salsa, so I didn't want you to miss anything. Now, what is that you're putting in there?
Now, this is just some fresh lime juice.
Okay.
And we're just adding a little bit of this here. You can also use lemon juice as an alternative if you'd like. Give it just a little extra flavor. And then the last thing we're going to add at this point into our salsa is going to be our freshly chopped red onions. Now
I knew
again,
some onions in there somewhere. I just knew it was onions.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
I
so.
chopped these ahead of time because again, I would be crying.
Okay.
Otherwise.
All right. All right. And I like the fact that you say, you know, you can always go to your produce department or whatever and find out if the vegetables come pre-sliced and diced. And that's a good thing for those of you who have, you know, difficulty in slicing and dicing. Do go to your produce department or even go to your meat department and ask them, could you please be so kind to, you know, cut, slice, or whatever it is that you need. Now, it doesn't mean that all of us have disabilities that we have to acquire that, but if it's good for you to ask the butcher or the produce person, why not? Why not? Okay. All right. So, now, that's not a hot pepper, right?
No, it's not. So this is a sweet bell pepper. And this nice orange color, I really like to use in this salsa. Yellow one's a nice alternative as well.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is cutting it in half and taking out this big middle chunk here. I like to take out most of the seeds. It's not really necessary to take out all the seeds. So save yourself some time there.
Now, I'm looking at this. Do you need for me to stir this? Because I just want to see it, though.
Sure.
So let's take a look at the lean turkey.
Your extra lean ground turkey there with your nice fresh spices.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Good, good.
All right. I'm not going to cheat and sample it just yet. Okay. Okay, but it does. It looks pretty good. It smells great.
It's tempting,
I just
isn't
want
it?
everybody to take a look at it. That, you know what, when it first went in, it's like, what is that? Okay. Okay, but it looks good. Smells good. It smells great. Okay. All right. And I'm not saying that because I'm hungry. I'm saying that because it actually does smell great. All right. All right. So now, you don't add any oil or anything, right?
No, the only type of oil that we added was that ham cooking spray that we did, that nonstick cooking spray. And then you are going to have some natural fat coming from some of the meat.
Yeah, I see a little bit of juice in there. Okay.
The other thing we're going to add to get some more liquid are going to be some fresh tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Now you can take the seeds out of these tomatoes if you'd like. I personally like my tacos to be a little bit more liquidy, so I like to leave it all together there. These tomatoes are going to cook and break down and add some more water for us there. Okay. Just adding 2 of them. You can add more if you'd like. That's the fun part about cooking at home for yourself.
I think cooking at home is a great thing. I think cooking at home is a great thing. I think teaching your children to cook at home is a great thing. Now, those of you who have small children, you say, well, I don't want my son or daughter, you know, around the stove. Keep in mind what age that you want to start your children in using a knife or using the stove. But you do want to give them some general things to prepare for themselves when they come home from school, or if it's, you know, in the summertime, they're home all day or whatever, an activity time. So, you know, don't wait till you say, well, don't touch anything till I get home. Kids don't have to wait that long. Kids are pretty, you know, intelligent. If you really, really want to see if your kid is good at preparing a meal, have him or her in the kitchen with you at the same time. And that way you can monitor their behavior in reference to how to handle knives, stoves, any type of, you know, utensils. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually do at Solo Life and Fitness, we have kids cooking classes also. So teaching those kids to cook at a very young age is going to give them that knowledge and that skill to be able to prepare healthy meals for themselves for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
And even if your child is younger and maybe not able to even reach the countertop, some really simple ways to be able to get your child more involved in their meal prep is to take them to the grocery store with you and let them pick out their fruits and vegetables that they want. That's a great way to get them involved.
Okay.
Without actually giving them a knife.
Right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, because little people know colors. So
They do.
And when they recognize the color of a fruit or a vegetable, and then they get the name of it, you'd be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if your kid can tell you about cereal and fruit snacks, they can tell you about fruit and vegetables in the fruit and vegetable aisle. if you take the time. Okay. All right, so this is looking even more colorful.
Yep.
All right. So you want me to put the lid back on it?
Sure. Yep. And then we'll let those tomatoes cook down a little bit.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan.
I was having a good time with this.
Keeping yourself entertained over there.
Okay, right now. All right.
See, it's kind of fun to cook. You get to
It
play
is.
with food.
I know a lot of people don't think I cook, but it is. Okay. Now this is one vegetable, fruit. What do you call it? Avocado.
A vegetable.
A vegetable. It's one that I'm not familiar with in eating, so I'm gonna watch you go through the motion with that.
Wonderful. So an avocado is actually one of my new favorite foods. It is something that is going to be higher in fats. They are unsaturated fats, and those are the heart-healthy kind that we want to have. So I have been using avocados in replacement of some of the other higher fat condiments that don't have as healthy of fats in them, things like mayonnaise. So I will slice an avocado, put it on my sandwich instead of putting mayonnaise on. I'll mash it up and put it into my tuna salad instead of mayonnaise, things like that. So all I did to prepare this is I cut it in half. There is this hard pit in the middle, so it isn't going to go all the way through. Split it in half like that. And then I make just some cuts here. So whatever if you wanted to have slices, there you go. We're going to cut ours into little squares. Okay. And then you take your spoon, and you're just going to scoop it right out of there.
It always reminds me of an egg.
Yeah, it's very egg-shaped.
Oh, you got that out of there, really?
Ta-da!
Did you guys catch that?
Don't worry, there's another half.
Okay.
Now this pit is something that you just can kind of wiggle out with your knife. You can also put your thumb in there if you'd like. And that's a great way to get that out of there as well.
Wow.
It makes it nice and simple. Some people try and peel it or cut the skin off. And for me, this is just a much nicer way. Obviously, don't stab all the way through if you're holding it as I am.
Okay.
You want to be careful with that.
All
just
right.
a nice light touch.
Well, we're going to go to a break, and I guarantee you when we come back, it's almost taco time. We'll be right back.
Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Like I promised you, it's taco time?
Taco time.
It's taco time. Okay. All right, Stephanie, so now tell our viewers what you're doing. We're down to the last half of the show.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
So we left off here with our avocado that we had diced and put into our bowl. Now, this is like the world's simplest guacamole. Basically, all I'm doing is adding a little bit of our lime juice that we had before. Now, you can add garlic powder to this if you'd like. I personally just like to do it just plain. And we're taking our fork and just mashing it up. Now, if you have a food processor or a blender, this is a good option to put this in here as well.
Okay.
I like mine to be pretty chunky, so I only mash it up slightly.
And it reminds me of a big egg. Okay. Okay.
But
Well, I keep saying that, but I know it's not, ladies and gentlemen. And the flavor of it is not an egg either. So, all right.
And we have our salsa. We're just going to give it a stir.
Those colors are beautiful.
Nice, fresh colors.
Okay, so we have tomatoes.
Yeah.
Cilantro.
Mm-hmm.
Red onions.
Yep.
Bell pepper.
Yep, the bell pepper. Yep, the orange one.
Orange bell pepper. Okay.
Yep, and we have just a little bit of lime juice and some garlic in there.
Okay. All right.
Pretty simple.
Now, if you're trying to find this recipe, go to the Just Ask Cocktail website, and it'll be there. Guarantee that. All right. So, because I know people always wonder, well, how can I remember that? Easily, go to justaskcocktail.org and look on the website under recipes and Stephanie, and it'll be right there. All right.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? You must remember, you can be standing in my shoes and sample the food. It doesn't mean that every time I'm here that I have to do it. You could do it. You just need to give me a call at 1-800-323-5336, 1-800-323-5336, or drop me a line and say, Marsha, I want to stand in your space and sample the food that the nutritionists, culinary artists, or the chefs are preparing. I'll let you. Okay. All right. All right. Now, honestly enough, you guys know me. When I like something, I'm not going to give you the answer, but you know when I like something. All right. And I'm trying to learn how to eat more healthy myself. So I do want you to join me in what we call the nutritional changeover for a better you. All right.
So you'll notice one of the first things I put on here was the meat, and the serving size does not take up the entire taco shell.
Okay.
So you will still want to be conscious of your portion sizes, even though we are having a healthy meal here. Too much healthy food is still too much food.
Okay.
So we've added our guacamole that we made, our salsa that we made, and we have some other fresh toppings here as well.
Okay.
So we have some black beans that I'm going to add. Now these are canned, low sodium black beans. Going to add some nice flavor, texture, and most importantly, fiber. Again, with that heart-healthy, cholesterol-lowering fiber, as well as a great choice for diabetics. And we're also going to put on here some baby spinach. We tore the leaves up so that they're a little bit smaller for you to be able to have in your meal. I'll mush this down for you so you can try it as daintily as possible.
Wow. Nice. Now, can we get a shot of this before, it goes
Before
to
she
the,
makes a mess
right,
of it.
before it goes to the next level, we want to make sure that we get a shot of this because Marsha's getting ready to do the thing. Okay, now do I roll this up or how?
Yep, usually what I like to do is I will roll up one end,
Okay.
and then I'll roll up each side. Oops, we already broke it though.
Okay. Well,
So-
I can cut it.
You
Okay.
can cut it
Yeah.
too.
Okay, let me
Or
cut it.
hold it like this, and it's just one fun, messy meal.
I know somebody would like to see me make a mess. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna cut mine so
yeah,
that
cut yourself a
okay,
section there.
okay.
This is also a really fun meal that you can do when you're having a large party. What you can do is all you gotta do is make your taco meat, and you can have your variety of your toppings, and then let your guests be able to put together what they'd like. Also a great option with kids that maybe are picky eaters. That way they can choose what works for them. If all you're offering them is healthy options, they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. All right. So today I feel like I don't
I'm
have a
gonna be
choice.
impressed.
Okay. All right. No, I gotta try that again. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Okay.
I didn't say this was a pretty meal to eat.
No, it's
just
not.
healthy. and
not pretty.
delicious.
Well, I wish I could have wrapped it, but it already broke, so I'm just gonna cut it and eat it. And what I can tell you now, Marsha already likes it. Okay. All right. So I got the beans. I've got my avocado. I've got my tomato, my pepper.
Yep.
All right.
You'll notice one thing missing from this taco as well is cheese as a topping.
I was going to ask you about that, but when you said nutritional, I knew there was no cheese in here. Okay.
Well, no, you could have some cheese on here, just as long as you have a smaller portion of it. A low-fat cheese is going to be more healthy for you than the full-fat cheese.
Okay. I'm speechless.
I
Okay.
can hear you crunching.
Okay. Tell our viewers what we have in here again.
So we have our whole wheat tortilla wrap. We have extra lean ground turkey with some herbs and some spices as our homemade taco seasoning. We have white onions, spinach, homemade salsa with our tomatoes, bell peppers, garlic, black beans, and mashed avocado / guacamole.
This is good.
Wonderful.
This is really good.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how I am. I mean, I will tell you the truth. Okay, so it's really good. And you know what? It had its own personal seasoning.
Yep.
Okay.
We made our homemade taco seasoning mix. Yep.
Okay.
No package there.
That was good. And and I'm impressed with the avocado because I know we don't eat avocado. So this is good. Okay.
Well, and they lend you that nice mouthfeel instead of that cheese as your option.
I miss that cheese. Okay. Now, so of course, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm thinking is that hey, you've got to try this. So please go to the website justasktalkshow.org. And you can see the recipe and try it yourself. Drop us a line and tell us what you think. And let us know that you enjoyed that. Or email me, Marsha@JustAskTalkShow, and definitely give me your comments or let us know what show ideas you'd like us to have. S.Vella, once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're the best. You're the best. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I'm your host, Marsha for Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you know someone with a disability or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host.
Thank you.